Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. As you know, week 1 has ended for set 11. This is the 7th of January as of the recording of the video. And we are only 3 weeks away from the long-awaited set 12. So, if you are excited about set 12, or if you don't know anything about set 12 yet and you want to know more, this is the video for you. This is the monthly set overview where we go through all the gachas, all the banners, which clans are in here, what events are there, clan events, crossover events maybe, dice events maybe, and all the good stuff. So, if you're interested, stay tuned and let's get started. Today, before we get started, I suppose, we have a special guest as usual, Mr. Waddle Dee here, joining us with our set overviews. Hope you like him, and let's get straight to it. So for this month, in JP, it was the month of November. We are 3 months behind, so this would be February for us. First day of the month, we have the new set release. Of course, at the very beginning of the month, on the 4th, we will have the Granblue Reverse event. Now, for Global, most of the clan events actually happen at the second half of the month, so perhaps this will be at the second half of the month, and the events will be rearranged. But in JP, it was the first week where we had the Granblue Reverse, so very excited for that. Then, for the second event for the month, we have the Hololive crossover. So if you want to see more, we will get to that more in detail later on. And as usual, you have your Champions tournament and your average tournament here and there every weekend. So definitely one of the things is that this is the depiction of the JP calendar. Of course, as we said, Global and JP has some minor differences, but overall, I think it's a great place to start to consider what Global will get moving into the next set. All right, so what type of banners did JP get? First of all, they had the general banner. Now, the general banner included the SP medals as well. So if you have rolled for set 10, if you have rolled for set 11, honestly, this is the closest to the set 11 banner because you have the SP medals where you can trade 30 SP medals for a double rare SP or 100 SP medals for a triple rare SP, and in addition, you have the SP rate up exactly like set 11. So if you have rolled on the set 11 banner and you're familiar with it, this is the exact same thing. It is basically an upgrade version of the basic SP medal banner, so look out for that. I think it's pretty neat. In addition to just the general banner and the SP medals, we also have 2 clan banners. Unfortunately, even though multiple clans were represented in the set, only 2 remains to be seen. Shadow Paladin with Ren Suzugamori's collection, and Kai Toshiki with the Link Joker selection. So these 2 will not include old units at all. Well, they want to keep it consistent. Link Joker never appeared before. So I guess in that case, Shadow Paladin will also not have old units included. So if you are looking for a main, unfortunately, this will not be the banner for you. You might have to go back to the previous banners and go check that out. I think I'd recommend Rivals. I believe that's where you get it. And so that is unfortunate. If you are interested in Shadow Paladin, I do suggest you just go for this banner. If you are interested in Link Joker hasn't seen a clan banner yet in JP after this one. So if you are interested in Link Joker, go for this one. The Shadow Paladin one will start from the 18th, so approximately 2.5 weeks from the start of the month. And then the Link Joker one will start on the 25th, so approximately a little bit over 3.5 weeks with the month. So unfortunately, you'll have to be a bit patient. If you are interested in both or more clans, go for the general banner since you have the SP medals as well. If you're only interested in one of these clans, or if you're limited in packs and you really want to get a full deck, then I'd really recommend sticking to clan banners as usual. Types of events. We have 2 types of events, as we said just now. We have the Granblue event, and this one, I believe you can also get the Goki reverse skin, so do look forward to that, as well as a Hololive Sakura Miko event. So the Granblue event went from the 4th to the 14th, and the Hololive crossover went from the 17th to the 26th. If you didn't like the Suisei event, if you didn't like the previous Hololive event, please know that this one will be much better than the previous one. Instead of having to open packs over and over again and pray for an SP for the second Hololive crossover, instead it'll be similar to the VP where you will collect these points, and as long as you get to the requirement, you will be able to guarantee yourself those 4 XP copies and other goodies as well. So it will be better, don't worry about it. They did consider the feedback, and I hope that we will get that as global players, and I'm sure it will be neat to get more 10k vanillas as well. Next, for the type of rank rewards, we have 2. First of all, for the first half of the month, we have the Blaster Dark Revenger as the reward, including Revenger sleeves, Raging Form Dragon, as well as Mordred Phantom. So that's definitely very neat. And then for the second half of the month, we have Schwarzschild Dragon, alongside Garmor sleeves and Infinite Zero Dragon sleeves. So I think all the sleeves are really neat. I think that Blaster Dark is definitely a 4 of. And honestly, I quite like the new art. Schwarzschild Dragon, apologies, Waddle D got a cover for me here. Schwarzschild Dragon, while it isn't going to be played much into set 14 because you have Chaos Breaker Dragon, I think it still is a really great option for Link Joker players. You know, the ride chain is still really consistent and it's great. So if you are interested in playing Link Joker for now, for set 12 Link Joker, you know, it is definitely a great viable option, and you might want to pick that up if you're interested. So this is the second half of the segment. This is Waddle Dee's most excited part of these videos. Key cards to look forward for. So for this set, we have 5 different clans. We have Shadow Paladin, Nova Grapplers, Link Joker, Nurakami, and of course, last but not least, the Protagonist clan, Gold Paladin. The selection, of course, as usual, I will be picking 3 cards out of each respective clan. It is important to note that these are based on independent investment value, not necessarily the top 3 cards out of the set or the clan. It's hard to account for synergy, and you know, that's just something to note of. In addition, I really do suggest you go check out the Vanguard Zero database. You will see every single card from the set. You can filter by set, you can filter by clan. I will put the link in the description box below so you can check out all the cards. I think it's better if you have the bigger picture. You will notice that some clans only have 5 cards. You will notice that some clans have 10, 15 cards. So choosing 3 out of 5 or choosing 3 out of 10, that's a very different measure. So just something to consider. And I guess without further ado, number 1 clan that I am looking forward to is Shadow Paladin. Of course, Shadow Paladin. 3 key cards are the Revengers, Mordred Phantom, Raging Form Dragon, and Blaster Dark. Mordred Phantom is the break ride for Shadow Paladin. Limit break for when rode upon, your Vanguard gets +10, and until end of turn, call a grade 2 or less from your deck, and that unit gets +5 until end of turn. In addition, when this unit attacks Vanguard, it gets +3k as well, so it hits 14k numbers. This is great. In the TCG, I believe it used to cost counterblast. Now it's not. Lessens the load. It gives you the fuel for attacks. It lets you superior call whatever you may need to superior call more units. That's the whole Paladin kind of gimmick. In addition, it also superior calls food for your Raging Form Dragon. Now, don't keep him hangry, or else he'll keep raging on. This card skill is Limit Break 4. When this unit attacks, it gets the following ability. At the end of battle, retire 3 Revenger rearguards to ride itself. Raging Form Dragon from your hand, draw 2 cards, and your Vanguard gets +10k. In addition, it also has a skill, retire 3 Revenger rearguards to add a copy of itself, Raging Form Dragon, to your hand. In addition, one more skill to top it all off. When this attacks the Vanguard, it gets +3. So this is great. It has one more new skill than its TTG counterpart. You can now retire 3 to guarantee that you have that persona superior ride during the battle phase, during that turn, even if you don't draw into it, which is great. It synergizes great with Mordred Phantom and other key pieces, and extra attacks, extra Vanguard swings is always good. Last but not least, Blaster Dark Revenger, of course, the iconic unit. And remember that this card will be a rank reward as well. This card skill is when placed, if your Vanguard is a Revenger, counterblast 2, retire one of your opponent's rearguards. It's just really flexible, retiring your opponent's pieces, whether that's a booster they need, whether that's the intercept that you want to attack more aggressively. It's great. In addition, it also synergizes with a grade 1 Barrier Troop Revenger Doreent. Its skill is when Blaster Dark is placed in the same column, countercharge 1. And so that makes it so you actually, this piece actually can act as a pseudo countercharger, helps you retire by effectively counterblast 1 if you have that unit, and it's just great. So overall, the idea, the winning image of Shadow Paladin is retiring, restanding, retaliating your opponent's field, and then you're gonna keep that onslaught going on and destroy your opponent's morale and their pieces. Next up, number 2, Link Joker. Now, Link Joker is the spicy new clan of the set, and we've been hinting towards Link Joker since the era. It is the Link Joker era, right? The Link Joker story. What are they up to? Now, first of all, Nebula Lure Dragon. Nebula Lure Dragon's skill is limit break 4 at the start of your battle phase. All your front row gets +3 for each of your opponent's locked units. In addition, if they have 3 or more, you can draw a card. Next, Vanguard Circle, counterblast 1, lock one of your opponent's back row. So it's a cheap lock. It's great. It has, if you lock 3 or more on that turn, you get to draw an additional card. It's one of the rare cards that actually let you draw cards in Link Joker. So definitely, it might not seem really great, but it's pretty nice for now. In addition, it synergizes well with Infinite Zero Dragon. So Infinite Zero Dragon, its skill is it's a break ride. Vanguard gets +10 on break ride. Counterblast 1, +10, and until end of turn, lock one of your opponent's back row, lock one of your opponent's front row. This is great, you know, with your starter like Dusttail Unicorn. You can triangle lock pre-nerf. Post-nerf, you can't, but still, locking one front row, locking one back row is really, really substantial. Comboing this with Nebula Lord, if you lock 2 on break right with Infinite Zero, you can counterblast 1, lock 1 more in the back row, disabling your opponent's board, and then draw 1 as well. So that's great. In addition, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, it gets +3. So nothing wrong with that. And last but not least, Singularity Sniper. Now, this is an interesting pick. There are quite a lot of good grade 2s for Link Joker, but I definitely think that Singularity Sniper deserves to be singled out. Its skill is Rearguard Circle. When this hits a Vanguard, if your opponent has a locked unit, you can lock one of your opponent's rearguards. So while this is a battle phase lock, which means that you generally won't be able to lock a front row unless it's a grade 3 or grade 1 in the front row, having that additional lock on hit is definitely great. Locking is really detrimental to your opponent's board. They can't play out anything. They can't boost or attack with that unit, or they might not even be able to intercept or attack, or so on and so forth. But it also synergizes with Nebula Lord and other pieces as well. So that's definitely cool. And for this set, I suppose Link Joker's gimmick is to limit your opponent's movement with lock. And remember, lock on victory. It's the name of the game, literally. Next up, Nova Grapplers. Now, Nova Grapplers is definitely one of these clans that keep getting great support. I believe it sticks to its core of multi-attacking, but it actually has 2 cross-ride options nowadays. So I guess to start with, its support unit, Brainy Papio. It is a beast deity. On hit, counterblast 1. On hit, Vanguard, counterblast 1 to stand one of your rearguards. So it gives you that cheap multi-attack option on hit, of course. Next up, Beast Deity Ethics Buster Reverse is the key card for Nova Grapplers for the set. This is the main boss unit that you will be playing. It is very strong. Skill is Limber Break 4, once per turn, counterblast 2, lock 1 rearguard, discard 2 Beast Deities, and until the end of the turn, it gets, at the end of battle, you can stand it, draw 2 cards. In addition, it also has a new skill. When you drive check a grade 3 or greater Beast Deity, this unit gets plus 5k. And of course, it's a cross ride. This card is great. It synergizes great with the original Ethics Buster. In the TCG, it let you ham out 8 attacks. Now you can argue it might be even better. It lets you push your opponent from 3 to 6 much more consistently than Ethics Plow. Well, that's what happens when you have dedicated support for the Ethics line, I suppose. And lastly, Ethics Buster Extreme. This card is extremely strong as well. Unfortunately, I have a bias towards reverse. But, you know, if you have a way to bring this to the next level, definitely let me know down below. Skill is when you drive check a grade 2 or less Beast Deity, so as long as it's a non-trigger, stand one of your rearguards. If you did not stand, you can choose one of your rearguards to get plus 5k instead. In addition, when this unit is boosted, it gets plus 3, and of course it's a cross ride. So this card's great because it basically turns every single drive check into a trigger. Whether if it's not a trigger, well, you get to treat it like a stand trigger. If you already have everything stand, it means that you can add power And if you don't hit any, grade 2 or less, it means that you can, of course, trigger. Of course, one of the detriments is that you do have to play a pure Beast AD comp in order to guarantee that this is 100% consistent. So do you want the slow, grindy, consistent gameplay with extreme, or do you want the one-shot wonder reverse? This is the plan for you. You have the multiple options, you have multiple plays, but the general idea is stand, stand, and stand, whether that's a rearguard, whether that's a vanguard. And, of course, unlimited stand works. Next up, Gold Paladin. Now, Gold Paladin has a little bit of addition, not a lot, but still good enough to mention. I believe one of the key cards everyone's excited for is definitely Garmor. Now, Garmor's skill is Limit Break 4, Counterblast 2, call the top card to an open rearguard circle, and you continue it until you run out of open rearguard circles. In addition, when placed, this unit gets the following ability until the end of turn. Your Liberator rearguards cannot be retired by your opponent's effects or lose intercept. So this is great. It counters a lot of retire decks. It counters clans like Nurakami trying to one-shot you by retiring your intercepts, doing all those stuff. So it's definitely nice. It also acts as a pseudo counter against like Joker, the new clan. So I guess there's that. In addition, there's Sapphire. Now, Sapphire is when Superior called from your deck, you get to countercharge 1, soul charge 1. So this is great. It helps you fuel your costs. Garmor Counterblast, Blaster Blade Liberator Counterblast, and all that stuff. So I do think that it is definitely worth considering. In addition, lastly, Barco Liberator. Barco Liberator, when they attack by Blaster Blade Liberator, this unit boosted hits the Vanguard. You get to look at the top 3 cards from your top of the deck and call a Liberator as rest. This is great. It's a free Superior call. So, with all 3 together, you call stuff out, you unflip if you need to, and then you call again with your combos on hits and all that stuff. So you have an endless barrage of units and protect your allies and go for game. And lastly, Nurakami. Now, as you know, Nurakami is already a really strong clan coming out since their debut into Eradicators as well. Do they really need support? A lot of people ask me that, and well, I can't say yes or no. All I can say is they will have support. Key cards include Vowing Saber Reverse, Lorentz Force, and Kokaiji. Vowing Saber Reverse is the new boss unit for Nurakami. Limit Break for Counterblast 1, lock 2 units. This card gets +10 until end of battle, and retire 2 of your opponent's rearguards at random with priority to back row. In addition, if 3 or more rearguards were retired during your turn by card effects, this unit gets +1 critical. And of course, it's a cross ride. It's a cross break ride, right? With Vowing Sword Dragon, the break ride. So this is great. It got a buff as well. It got an extra critical. So you're retiring, you're getting crit, you're getting power to hit over numbers. It's very cool and nice. Lorentz Force is also a neat unit. When your grade 3 Eradicator is placed, you can Counterblast 1 to retire 1 of your opponent's rearguards at random with priority to the back. So both of these units prioritize retiring back row, but it is a cheaper retire at Counterblast 1, and definitely synergizes with Vowing Saber, and it does give you that cheap retire option if you need it, even though it is random. And lastly, Eradicator of Fire, Kokaiji. When this unit boosts the Vanguard, if your opponent has 3 or more damage, it gets +4, so it's a 10k booster. I'm only including this because Nurakami only has 5 cards in the set, and others are actually honestly worse. So honestly, this support isn't that great. You're not gonna really see these cards actually added to the optimal Eradicator list, but I guess they're a fun option. And if you're not interested in playing some of the key pieces, then you can switch them around and test them. Definitely do support that idea. Overall, its idea is, of course, step 1, retire. Step 2, crit. Step 3, do stuff. Step 4, win game and profit. So with reverse theme, of course, there's a new mechanic of having to lock your own rearguards. So give up hope, friend or foe. You're trading your own allies, holding them hostage to gain power short term, and hope you get to destroy your opponent before it's too late. And that is all for this set overview. I hope you enjoyed. Waddle Dee, he's very excited with the Gold Paladin stuff. For me, I'm very excited for the Shadow Paladin stuff, and Link Joker, and Nova Grapplers, and Nurakami, I guess, and also obviously playing some Gold Paladins with Waddle Dee. If you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and I hope you share it to everyone, your friends, your communities that might need this video. I think it's definitely very helpful. It's a one-stop shop for all your information necessary moving into the next set. We have 3 weeks into the next set. I hope you let me know down below which is the one key card that you are looking forward to the most. And before you go, hold on. Throughout this presentation, there was one little unit that kept trying to sneak its way in, but didn't really land a top 3 spot. Did you notice him? If you did, comment down below what this unit's name is. First to have the correct name commented down below will get a shout out in the next video, and hope you all have a good time, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.